What is going on, everybody? It is Treeb from Treeb Talks here. It has been almost about a year since I made my video where I ranked every single Kill Tony regular, and nowadays Tony Hinchcliffe is giving out golden tickets like it's nothing. There have been a lot of golden ticket recipients in the last couple of episodes, so not only in this video will I be ranking every single Kill Tony regular, I'm going to throw in the golden tickets as well, and I'm going to be throwing in the likes of Uncle Lazer and David Jolly, who aren't in the golden ticket family per se, but are people who make common appearances on Kill Tony. So with that being said, I came up with a list of 22. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is ranking every single Kill Tony regular and golden ticket winner. At number 22, I have Drew Nickens. Drew was somebody who fell off quick. He came out hot with his first appearance. He showed up 6 times. Every time that he came out was better than the last. He hasn't had a memorable set since then. He's somebody who downgraded. He got promoted to regularship, and then he, I think, appeared as a regular twice, didn't show up for a while, and then he got demoted to golden ticket. Now he has only showed up a couple of times as a golden ticket winner. Tony builds it up as, you know, when somebody bombs, we have to bring this man out, and each time that he's done that, Drew went ahead and bombed himself. I think the nail in his coffin was there was an episode not that long ago where Tony and the guys did a lightning round because nobody was doing good, and they started that lightning round by bringing out Drew Nickens, who is the guy that comes out when somebody bombs and somebody that cleanses the room, and then he just went out and bombed himself. Tony didn't even really give him an interview. So Drew Nickens is somebody who, at least in the Kill Tony world, has not improved. Maybe he's funnier on the road, but on Kill Tony, he is definitely not my favorite, so I have him at number 22. At number 21, I have Jared Nathan. I think that he is good for somebody to come out during an arena show, but he's not somebody who has the stand-up material that makes me laugh. He has, you know, I guess funny interview moments, but they're mostly the same interview every single time he comes on. Rarely does he come to the show just on a regular episode in the Mothership. He usually comes for the big arena shows. For that reason, I have him at number 21. Coming in at number 20, I have Enrique Chacon. He's a guy that just kind of yells into the mic. Never really liked that style of comedy. I've never been a real big fan of Enrique Chacon. He's somebody that brings up his race a lot. He just is always sweating and is just yelling all the time and lots of racial stereotypes, and it's just not my cup of tea. I don't remember how he got his golden ticket, but seeing this last crop of winners, especially like the last 3 or 4, it is hard to believe that the likes of Enrique Chacon and Jared Nathan were ever golden ticket winners, because some real heavy hitters are getting these golden tickets and a chance to shine, and Enrique Chacon, Jared Nathan, Drew Nickens are some real duds. At least Nicole Tran, I think she just really cannot speak English very well, and she has one of my favorite just Kill Tony moments with Harlan Williams where they went back and forth, and I think that was an all-time hilarious Kill Tony moment. Overall, she's not the best golden ticket winner, and she's not one of the best comics that the show has seen, so she definitely doesn't deserve a high ranking, and that's why we have her at number 19, but she does have a standout moment. Coming in at number 18, I have David Lucas. This is the first Kill Tony Hall of Famer on the list, and to be honest with you, I just really can't stand David Lucas. He doesn't come off to me like he's a very good guy, so he doesn't come off to me as somebody who is a rootable stand-up comedian, and it makes it even worse when he's somebody who roasts people, because if you're somebody who roasts people and you're somebody who is easily broken, it makes it hard for you to be rootable, makes it hard for you to be likable. Also, because it comes down to it, yeah, David Lucas is known for being a roaster. He goes back and forth calling Tony gay and whatnot, but can you name me one piece of stand-up material from David Lucas that you have enjoyed, or one of his minutes that have stuck out to you? No, exactly. It's because he's not a good stand-up comedian. He just calls Tony gay during the interviews, and that's the only reason he's ever been known. He's not a good stand-up comic. He doesn't have memorable material. Coming in at number 17, I have Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack is the most recent golden ticket winner, and Charlie Mack came out, delivered a really solid set, and then he gave out his children's book to Tony and Red Band and Carrot Top. He read out the first page of the book, which was titled Fuck Them Kids, and the first page of the book said, "To all the pedophiles, I'm sorry for the misleading title," and that, my friends, is hilarious. Great stuff. He's a true professional. He makes his living doing stand-up. And if he's somebody that appears more often on the show, is somebody that I could see definitely bumping up this list. But since he literally won his golden ticket yesterday, I didn't feel right putting him any higher on the list. But he had a great interview, he had a great set, and is somebody to keep an eye on in the future. Coming in at number 16, I have Heath Cordes. Every time he's on there, man, he just does not look great. But he's a young man who likes to party. But when he's on, man. Tony kind of just uses him as a mascot right now for the arena shows. But he is so much more than that. Every time that he's come on and done a minute where he has been prepared and he has delivered, he has done a really good job. I can see a really big rebound for Heath Cordes. I really do like him and I like his stuff, but he has kind of fallen off for a while and I haven't seen him do a set on the show in a while. So for that reason, I have Heath at number 16. Coming in at number 15, I have Ric Diez. Now this is right when I started watching Kill Tony, was when Ric Diez and Hans Kim were battling for regularship, and I was a big Ric Diez fan, and I really thought that Ric Diez got the better of Hans Kim, and I really think that Ric Diez is a superstar. If he's on tour, you should go and see him. I like his style of comedy, I like his delivery. You know, Diaz hasn't been on the show that much. He was on the New Year's Eve show this year, I believe, or one of the arena shows. Ric Diez made his return. He's somebody to keep an eye on. He's really talented. He's really good, man. I like Ric Diez a lot. He's somebody that I think Tony should bring back and somebody that should get a regular ship opportunity again because he was really never given a fair shot. I mean, you look at this list of regulars and golden ticket winners. Nobody had to battle for regular ship or their golden ticket other than Hans Kim and Ric Diez. Granted, they made a really good storyline out of it, but for the fans, man, let's put Ric Diez on the show sometime soon. So for that reason, I have Ric Diez at number 15. Coming in at number 14, I have Kam Patterson. This is the first regular currently that I have on the list. Kam Patterson for me has had quite the fall off. I know that he's doing big things right now and he's going to blow up. But, you know, maybe I'm not giving Kam enough credit. I know it is hard to do this every week, but I haven't been entertained by a Kam Patterson set or a Kam Patterson interview in quite some time. I know I'm not the only one. I see it in the comments all the time, but I know now that I'm putting it on a video, a lot of you will disagree with me and you'll say Kam Patterson's the best, Kam Patterson's the greatest, but I don't see it. Once he gets off the show, maybe he's going to become a really big actor and that's where he's going to shine. But in the stand-up world, I think there's much better, and I think there's even just much better on the show. Coming in at number 13, I have Jack Shaw. Jack Shaw won his golden ticket with Luis J. Gomez and Sal on the panel, and that was a really good episode of the show. He had a great set and episode. He got invited to be on Legion of Skanks. I think he's had 2 or 3 follow-up appearances since then, and kind of like Drew Nickens in a sense, where he has kind of not filled his shoes since his first appearance, but it has not been on that level. And you look at this list of golden ticket winners, like Jack Shaw, there's going to be some other golden ticket winners that we talk about here in a little bit, and it's kind of a new era. And I think maybe it's time to get some new regulars on the show, and I think Jack Shaw is one of those people that if he were to write a new minute every week, he's somebody that would benefit from that and is somebody that would shine. Coming in at number 12, I had Uncle Lazer. The last time that he was on the show, he literally repeated a whole entire minute like verbatim, and he looked like he was off his ass on something, which, you know, it's not the best, but it was objectively hilarious to see. He has his problems, but when he hits, he hits. He had one of his best sets of his career during one of the arena shows, and he's a guy that oozes confidence. He's a guy that if you are from a certain area or a certain town, he will resonate with you and he will make you laugh. But maybe if you're from a different part of town or a different area, you don't really understand his humor. But he is a funny guy, and he's somebody who I always like to see make a surprise pop in from time to time. Big Uncle Lazer fan. Coming in at number 11, I have David Jolly. David Jolly is one of the most improved Kill Tony guys. He's been on the show sporadically. He's even been a guest for the show. He's been a panelist. Oftentimes he kind of shows up and you're like, man, what does Tony see in this guy? But the last couple of times he's been on the show, he's made me laugh out loud. He is a funny guy. He's a more polished version of what Kam is. He knows how to write a joke and is a better version of what Kam Patterson is, in my opinion. Coming in at number 10, I have Hans Kim. Hans Kim is another divisive figure. Like Uncle Lazer, I've been a Hans Kim truther. Definitely an Asperger's fella, and definitely reminds me of me and my brother, who are some Asperger fellas ourselves. And he's also a cat man. He's an awkward guy. He's just such a lovable guy. Every time that he does an interview, I'm just like, man, I love Hans Kim. He makes me laugh every time. And I know that there are people that hate him. I'm sure that there are some some people that are going to look at this list that are going to say, Treeb, how the hell do you have Drew Nickens at number 22? He makes me laugh every single time, but he doesn't make me laugh. And that's the same thing for me and Hans Kim, and that's why he makes the top 10 for me. He's relatable. I see a lot of myself in him, and I feel like if I were to do comedy, it would be kind of in the vein of how Hans Kim does his stuff and the way that he presents himself. That would kind of be my style. So at number 10, I have Hans Kim. Coming in at number 9, I have Aya. Aya had one of the best golden ticket winning sets of the recent golden ticket winners. I feel like a lot of them won their golden ticket based off of the interview more so than the set, but Aya really dominated her set and then had a really good interview, and she's come back, I believe, once or twice after that and has crushed her set each time after that. I think she works for Tony as well. I'm not 100% sure about that, but she's a killer, and she's another person like Jack Shaw where I'm like, you know, we're kind of in a new era now of Kill Tony where there's all these new golden ticket winners where I wouldn't mind seeing her become a regular on the show, especially if she does work for Tony, because she's already around every week, so giving her a chance to be a regular would be awesome. I'd like to see her, Jack Shaw. There's another stand-up comedian named Law, and I can't think of his last name, but he's another guy who's not a golden ticket winner, but he's done like 2 or 3 pulls out of the bucket, and he's been solid. I think he'd be a good regular. I think those are 3 people that would really benefit from regularship on the show, and I think it's time to kind of transition to that or go to the point where there are rotating regulars. There was a point not that long ago, it was like last year or this year, when Drew Nickens came up with Ari Matti, and they said that there was going to be rotating regulars, but I think Drew Nickens shit the bed so bad that they were like, we're just going to keep Ari Matti and keep all the rest of the regulars the same. And I think Aya is one of those people that would be great in that role. Coming in at number 8, I have Todd Royce. Todd Royce might be one of the oldest golden ticket winners on this list. He does show up quite a bit from time to time. He had one of the most memorable moments of the show last year, and he was on not that long ago, a couple episodes ago, and it was one of those episodes where Tony just happened to be in a really pissy mood. From him being in a pissy mood, he was also mean to Todd Royce, who's kind of a legend of the show and somebody who I think is really funny, and I don't think he deserved that. Justice for Todd Royce, who's a very funny man and is somebody who I think delivers every single time. For that reason, I have him at number 8. Coming in at number 7, I have Kansai Asuda. Now, Kansai Asuda, he only did 2 sets on the show, but when he's done his 2 sets, he has delivered not only with the comedy, but in the interview. When they looked up the reviews on his ramen place, and he kept on saying 5 stars for the ramen instead of 1 star, and kept on trying to talk Tony out of looking up the 1-star reviews for that ramen restaurant, was a good bit. It was very funny, and he's another guy, one of the people that I would think would benefit from regularship. Obviously, I think he lives somewhere in Canada, so that's probably out of the cards for right now, but if he were to come back to Austin and he had an opportunity to be a regular, he's another person that I think would absolutely shine in that role. He's a very funny man, and he's another string. He's a part of the string of comedians that have earned golden tickets that have been extremely solid lately. Even though Tony is handing these out like they're candy, at least he's handing these out to comedians that deserve it and that are very funny. And Kansai Asuda is one of those guys. Coming in at number 6, I have Collin Sledge. Collin Sledge, in my opinion, is probably the best of the recent golden ticket winners. He's got a kind of a Jesselnick delivery. He's self-deprecating. He has a great delivery. He's good with the misdirects. And he's a guy who has a future in comedy, I think. I keep harking back to this with a lot of these new golden ticket winners, but as another guy that I wouldn't mind seeing be a new regular. We see the likes of Kam Patterson, Ari Matti so much. Ari Matti and Kam Patterson are both guys very capable of making a career out of being touring comedians. Cam's already going to be an actor in some big role, it seems like. So, you know, bringing in some of these golden tickets into the fold, and then you could kind of give out a new slate of golden tickets to people that you could kind of start building up again. But what do I know? Collin Sledge, man, he's a killer, and he's a guy that if you've never seen him work, you should definitely go seek his stuff out. He's a funny guy. Coming in at number 5, I have William Montgomery, the Hall of Famer, the man with the most minutes, the Vanilla Gorilla, the Memphis Strangler. He is all around what makes Kill Tony, and I still am a huge fan of William Montgomery. Still in my top 5, and he's showing up less and less these days, which I think is good for him. He's made a career out of being a touring comedian. He's made a career out of being a Kill Tony regular. regular. So being able to take time for yourself, being able to take time for you to hit the rowing machine and to play more video games and to record your podcast with another great Kill Tony regular, that's all more power to you, William Montgomery, who I really enjoy and respect a whole heck of a lot. Very, very solid comic and definitely deserving of a spot in the top 5. Coming in at number 4, I have Fiona Cauley. I think Fiona Cauley got her golden ticket before Collin Sledge did. I think Collin Sledge is the best of the recent golden ticket winners, but Fiona Cauley I think is an exception. It's kind of the Ari Matti rule. She seemed like she was already a professional. She was already somebody that was getting looks from people, so kind of a different category, but nonetheless is somebody who is absolutely hilarious. I watched Tuesdays with Stories. I believe she's opened for Mark Norman before, so she is on the right track to be really successful. They have her laugh on the keyboard. Very funny. Very good at the self-deprecating humor. She's also good at jokes in general that don't have anything to do with her condition. And speaking of comedians that are good at just doing jokes without acknowledging their condition, coming in at number 3, the best golden ticket winner of all time, we have Martin Phillips. Martin Phillips has just gotten better and better every single time he's on the show. He is so funny, man. He's able to write jokes around the fact that he has, it's not cerebral palsy, it's something else that he said on the most recent episode of Kill Tony, but I had already forgotten it. He always has great interview moments. His standout moment with Chad Daniels is something that always sticks out to me. Tony gave him his due diligence, I believe, in one of the arena shows, saying that he was the best golden ticket winner of all time, and he definitely is. And he's also the funniest, and he cracks my top 3. Coming in at number 2, I have Ari Matti. My only gripe with him, and it's more Tony than it is Ari Matti, is when he does like a 2 or a 3 minute set, and Tony goes, look at that, he does double the work every time he walks on the stage. And it's like, do you know how many bad comedians would do double the work if you didn't have the angry bear go off? You have a format to the show, and it's like the regulars, if anybody, should kind of stick to that format, in my opinion. But, you know, whatever. What do I know? I don't know anything. But no, Ari Matti, every time he delivers those 2 or 3 minute sets, it's not like they're bad. They're really funny. He's the number 2 regular / golden ticket winner on my list. We got Ari Matti in at number 2, and coming in at number 1, my top regular and golden ticket winner, I have Casey Rocket. Still love Casey Rocket, and he's really kind of getting some buzz these days. He's been on a lot of the top podcasts, Are You Garbage, Harlan's Highway, Stuff Island. He's been all over the place, Casey Rocket has, and I think he's just getting started. He's going to take off sooner or later. I hope he has a special or something coming out. Like, I hope he's promoting something. Like, that's why he's going on all these podcasts. He's been on tour for a while. I hope that he's going to give us an hour of riffs, and he's going to go up there and produce something really special. He's always been somebody who I've rooted for. It's going to take a lot for somebody to take that top spot. There are some personal bias in this list. Should have said that in the beginning, but I think it's obvious. Casey Rocket is number 1. He is not everybody's cup of tea, and he should be, because that man is hilarious and is one of the best doing it right now. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I haven't dropped a Kill Tony video in a while. Make sure you guys listen to the Trey and Treeb show. Great, it's a blast. Sometimes we have guests on. This next week we are going to have on Booger Boy Meister, who's one of mine and my brother's favorite all-time YouTubers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.